fragments at all. All trees collapsed, and over many years, everything went underground.
Chemists analyzed the fragments and found they were covered with a silicone compound, the same substance used in heat shields on our own spacecraft.
It is possible that this could be a ship from another planet, an intergalactic ship which was riveted with silicone, and that we found its thick-walled casing used to protect the craft from the high temperatures of the stars.
The most intriguing discovery was found deep inside a fragment.
I took pincers and extracted this object. Here it is. It was surrounded by crystallite, transparent and non-transparent particles.
When Lavbin analyzed the piece of metal, he determined it did not match any natural metal found on Earth. Experts feel this proves their theory that an extraterrestrial spacecraft crashed in Tunguska.
Can we hope to obtain a definitive explanation of Tunguska using normal scientific principles? I am doubtful that it can be explained without unconventional methods.
Coming up on Unexplained Mysteries, eyewitnesses in Montreal see strange lights in the sky.
So I stepped outside, I looked at the lights, and I was kind of scared because I didn't know what it was.
Hundreds record strange craft above Mexico City.
We started to see phenomena in the heavens that were inexplicable.
I noticed that there were strange things. We saw lights, very rare lights.
And thousands observe a wave of sightings during a celestial event.
A dish-shaped craft appears over the city, hovers for over 30 minutes.
On a routine space mission, a Russian cosmonaut gets an unexpected escort.
It followed us during half of our orbit. We photographed it, and our photos showed it to be 23 to 28 meters away.
And Challenger astronaut Story Musgrave sees a similar object.
It is rubbery, and it follows you for a rather long period of time.
Witnesses on opposite sides of the globe claim to see a rare UFO called a pearl necklace.
The original object was actually composed of a cluster of smaller objects.
And what really happened to 62 school children in Africa.
They experienced very powerful encounters with these beings.
I've never seen such a person like that before.
And we'll give you the ultimate resolution to all your questions with the UNX Report. Stay tuned to Unexplained Mysteries. Unexplained Mysteries, Destination Earth. Montreal, Canada.
I saw this thing.
It was not looking like an object at all.
Stunned. There's no other word. I was stunned.
It was more like a kind of pencil of light. It was a greenish color, but looking very odd.
One of the biggest mass sightings in history. The St. Bonaventure Hotel. Guests in the rooftop pool claimed they saw a craft.
So I stepped outside, I looked at the lights, and I was kind of scared because I didn't know what it was. So I went back in. I said, somebody pinched me because I don't believe what I see.
Witnesses state the UFO floated behind a curtain of fog for 3 hours.
My first reaction while driving was, well, it's probably some kind of a promotional stunt for the Olympic Stadium, probably a game or something.
I saw about, I would say, 6, 7, 8 spots within the shape of an egg.
I could even hear the sound that thing was making. It was a very definite purring sound, some kind of a...
Every corners that I went, I had that thing over my head.
I was puzzled, basically, as to what is this thing? But never did I think that I was seeing a UFO of some sort, or that this thing would be coming from God knows where.
Hundreds of calls were made to the press, the local newspaper. A reporter was sent to the St. Bonaventure.
I believe that I have seen lights or glimmers, but I cannot say at all what it is.
Some people thought that spotlights from a construction site were creating a reflection in the night sky.
After those lights were shut down, The phenomenon, the lights remained in the sky, so it was not a reflection of some sort.
Constable Morin contacted the airport and the military to find out if they could see the object on radar.
Well, in my experience, I did see a fair bit of everything, but I never encountered anything similar to that. It did not disappear quickly, it faded away type of thing.
The next day, La Presse printed Beliveau's piece and a photo of the sighting. When Gannett asked the police for more information, they ignored him.
One of the things that's important about this sighting is the number of highly credible eyewitnesses that later drew pictures of what they saw. They all pretty much saw the same thing. Well, why is that significant? Because it says it is not hallucination.
Haynes and Gannett examined the negative of the photo and were shocked.
We are talking here about an object. It was not a light reflection, let's say from a man-made lights on the ground.
A military base nearby had a massive power failure that night.
The base experienced a 12,000-volt lead failure for a period of time. I find that very interesting.
Computer analysis determined the object was 6,000 feet wide. That information was sent to 50 organizations. The number of responses, 0.
That's significant. That a large object could hover over downtown Montreal, a major metropolitan area of North America, and be seen by so many people, pictures drawn of it, photographs taken of it, and no official response. That, to me, is fascinating.
It was something quite extraordinary. They had the feeling that it was not from here, that it was different.
Based on my experience as a police officer, I really can't say what the origin of these lights was.
But those who saw it were strongly affected.
I'll remember it for the rest of my life, that's for sure. But since I made a lot of interviews, everybody's asking me questions and recognizing me in the street. It changed my life in that kind of way.
I know that I've seen something. I mean, there was an object up there. It corresponds to the descriptions that were taken from the other people on site, and I'll never forget it.
Later, on Unexplained Mysteries, an unprecedented number of UFOs in Mexico City caught on tape.
17 people on the ground recorded it on home video. And that's never happened before in the history of ufology.
Scientists are stunned by what they see.
We started to see phenomena in the heavens that were inexplicable.
Lights that could not be categorized as a star or categorized as an airplane.
A Russian cosmonaut encounters what may be an alien spacecraft.
It followed us during half of our orbit. Some places had projections like small wings.
A space shuttle veteran also sees something out there.
On 2 of my missions, I have seen a snake out there, 6, 7, 8 feet long.
The spectacular sighting in South Korea and in Mexico, known as the Pearl Necklace.
Right now, each ball seems to be about 100 feet in diameter and 10,000 feet in the air, moving at 700, 800, 900 miles an hour.
School children in Africa claim to experience a life-changing encounter.
It was silver, and the ring around it was red. They had eyes like that, and they were kind of just like looking at us.
And the full-on summation of all the details in the Unex Report.